We are live for real this time. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto. Today is Friday, November 3rd, 2023, and I'm King here to bridge the gap most days, Monday through Friday at 10ish. In today's episode, 1164's top stories: Sam Bankman-Fried found guilty on all 7 charges in FTX fraud trial. SafeMoon executive team charged with multiple fraud counts. Arrests have been made. Marathon Digital will use landfill methane to mine Bitcoin in Utah pilot project, and PayPal faces SEC action related to PYUSD stablecoins officially being reported. Oh man, a lot going on plus more. If you saw that headline, when doves cry, of course I put when thugs cry. And if you were just on that first video, yes, my microphone was off, so instead of having to edit the video, I just said, you know what, we'll do it live. We're restarting this thing. We're restarting. I'm gonna delete that video. That moment in time never happened. Speaking of which, if you saw that Netflix show Bodies or something like that, they talk about terrorism or time traveling terrorists. I think it can happen one day. So I just time traveled and deleted that. So no worries, no foul. Let's get into these prices. Bitcoin's at $34,544, down 0.9. Ethereum's at $1,804, down 0.9%. BNB at number 4 at $228, down 1.07. Number 7, you got Solana at $39.55, which has been trending actually, down 8.15%. And number 10 is Tron at 9 cents, down 1.97%. Trending tokens is Solana, Celestia, and Robinhood. And the recently added tokens is Verge, ETH, which is weird because I thought we already had Verge, but maybe this is different. Astro, Pepe X, and Hibiki Run. Fear and Greed Index is at a 72. The Bitcoin dominance is at a 52.6, so it went down a few points, and Ethereum at 16.9. There we go. Oof. I did that the right way. My bad, y'all. Hey, listen, it's 2 different things I got to turn on to get this microphone running, okay? It's 2 different switches. So I clicked the 1, I didn't click the 2, and then sometimes I click the 2 and I don't click the 1. Today, I clicked the 2, but I didn't click the 1, and I paid for it. But we're all good to go. We're back rolling. Let me go ahead and get this live back rolling for the YouTube side so I can give some quick shout outs to everybody. And then we can act like that last thing never happened. All right, there we go. Zyro, yes, round 2, fight. I got to turn back on the, soundboard. What's going on, Satoshi Slim, Holloway, Found Bound, Memories with Mike, BK Crypto. Yes, today is Fuck Bitcoin Friday. Feel free to call in. I'm about to put that link in the chat. Crypto CD, Raquanji. Listen, I'm glad y'all stopped me because you know I was about to go crazy. All right, I had just finished the prices. I was giving some quick shout outs, and I was literally about to roll into the first story. My heart would have been broke if I went an extra 2 to 3 minutes of just being on mute. My heart would have broken in the comments too. Let's see what's going on. Humney, Miss Limitless, BK Crypto, Laura Smith, Cornelius, Bloomberg was streaming that SBF ruined Doc all day yesterday about to get football numbers. L. Debnam L. What's even crazier about the SBF thing is now that he's officially guilty, now we can look at everybody who's still been supporting him the last 6 months, like the Mr. Wonderfuls of the world, who says things like, hey, I'll still hire the guy. I wouldn't let him have sole control of the money, but I'll still hire him. He's a genius. He's brilliant. Like, now we can look at all these people and be like, no, he's a crook. Like, that's the sentence. He is a thug. He is a criminal. That is it. And I'm glad he's getting locked up. No, I'm not going to say it like that. But it's very interesting to see that he actually was found guilty. We're going to talk about that here in a second. Let me look at some more of the chat. See who's up in the chat. S1 Dubs, what's going on? Janine Hayes, Smitty Farms, what's up? What's up? Wisdom Bars, Jay Islow. Good morning and welcome back to the show, everybody. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's go ahead and roll right into it. As I put in the comments, when thugs cry, we're gonna be talking about these thugs, these no-gooders, all right, these criminals. We're gonna be talking about all those folks today. These fraudsters, they're all in the news, and I want them out my market. All right, they're sullying our market. They're making us look like crooks and criminals when we're good, hardworking people. I want them all out our market. We're gonna start with today's top Don Dada of the underworld. That's Sam Bankman-Fried has been found guilty on all 7 charges in FTX fraud trial. Woo! Goodness gracious. I would say this. I have not been seriously following the trial super close, so I don't know if anything ever came out about his parents or some of the people like the SEC looking at it. Like, to me, if he's found guilty on all 7 charges, like, something has to happen to Gary Gensler, SEC chairman, whatever, because it's like, you literally saw this happening. He went to you. You gave him essentially like a interim peace treaty to handle his business. So to me, like this happened on the SEC's watch for one. So again, if we're gonna say he's guilty on all 7 charges, it's not just a him thing. Who enabled him to be guilty? Who worked with them? Who helped promote this? Even after he went to court, who are the people? Like I just heard a documentary was released recently where people were essentially it's almost a hero documentary. Like you got the wrong guy. Yeah, he made some mistakes, but he's not doing all these negative things you think of. Like he just made a couple of mistakes with some numbers, some zeros and ones. No big deal. Like that's what they want you to believe. To me, all those people, put them in that crook soup together, the suspect soup together. They are all under investigation over here. Okay. Now back to SBF. If there was any foul play, if there was any conspiracy happening in the background, it is crazy to me that he hasn't said anything already, if he hasn't, or if he won't say anything. It's one thing, maybe he was being quiet off the court, but now he's found guilty. Maybe he'll come back to court like, all right, I forgot to tell y'all some names on the third day of trial. Like, I don't know. But I mean, is this literally the entire beginning and end of it? Was it just SBF and him alone? I mean, of course he had underlings and people working with him like Ellison and all these other folks, but was it mostly just him and his bright idea to come up with this? And if it was, again, I have to go back to the question of how is he able to get this type of capital if it was just him? It makes zero sense to me. But if that's the case, if it were just him, this is a closed case officially. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams called Bankman-Fried's crimes a multi-billion-dollar scheme designed to make him the king of crypto and one of the biggest financial frauds in American history. That's right. You lock that thug up. I'm tired of these big lip animals running around wild, breathing up all our air. Get that boy out of here. Take a good look at this thug. All right. All right. Take a shame. All right. Take a good look at this crook, this animal, this beast, this oh man, it's despicable. I can't even say his name. I can't believe he was in our market and he sullied it the way he sullied it. But I have nothing else further to say about this guy. Shame. That's right. FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried was found guilty on all 7 charges by a jury in his criminal trial in New York after about 4 hours of deliberations. Bankman-Fried was found guilty of 2 counts of wire fraud, 2 counts of wire fraud conspiracy, 1 count of securities fraud, 1 count of commodities fraud conspiracy, and 1 count of money laundering conspiracy. Now, to be clear, some of the counts they got him on, the wire fraud conspiracies, securities fraud, like honestly, that's to me, this is like the made up shit. Like this is almost like the made up laws where you did crypto, you did dollars, you did fiat currency and crypto, you didn't have the proper licenses, conspiracy to commit all different types of wire frauds and money laundering. Like I'm not saying the guy was technically he wasn't like laundering money in the traditional sense. It wasn't like some drug game or somebody giving him literally money from dope or robbery or whatever criminal proceeds, and then he's going to Bitcoin with it. Like that did not happen in the traditional sense. Neither did some of the wire fraud conspiracy happen in the traditional sense. But I see where they're going. It did happen as far as him sending and receiving cash and crypto from one account to another. That's supposed to be customer funds. Technically, that's wire fraud. I get it. And money laundering, I'm not sure how they got to that one. But regardless, they did what they needed to do to charge this guy on these counts. They got him charged on all 7 counts. He's guilty right now. It looks like he will return to court for sentencing by New York District Judge Lewis Kaplan on March 28, 2024. It'll be very interesting to see what happens to him between now and that time. Government prosecutors will recommend a sentence, but Judge Kaplan will have the final say. And of course, that's the main thing, what happens next. Each of his crimes carry a maximum sentence of between 5 and 20 years in prison, with the wire fraud conspiracy, and money laundering conspiracy carrying a maximum 20-year sentence. So it will be very interesting to see how he's sentenced. Will he get that slap on the wrist of 5 years max type of deal? Do 2.5, play some tennis, get your calf muscles back good, get a nice little tan, maybe get a little bulked up and learn how to fight. I don't know. Does he go that direction with it? Or do they say, no, what you did was like wrong, man. Like, we're not going to throw the book at you because you didn't kill anybody or whatever. So you're not going to get the 20. But yeah, we're going to give you the 7 to the 9. Like, I can see 7 to 9 happening easy. I can see 6 to 9 happening. Like, and that will be for this type of financial crime semi-fair, because honestly, on Wall Street, no one goes to jail or prison. So to even see like this type of browbeating happening in the courtroom was a surprise to me and myself. I mean, it was a surprise to me already. Like, it caught me off guard. In a press conference outside of court, New York Southern District U.S. Attorney Damian Williams called Bankman-Fried's crimes a multi-billion-dollar scheme designed to make him the king of crypto and one of the biggest financial frauds in American history. Bankman-Fried's attorney, Mark Cohen is another big New York name, very interesting, said in a statement, "We respect the jury's decision, but we are very disappointed with the result. Mr. Bankman-Fried maintains his innocence and will continue to vigorously fight the charges against him." To me, like, this type of shit should be illegal. What do you mean he maintains his innocence? Like, again, once again, actually, if you're talking about these specific charges, I can see the lawyer saying for these specific set of charges, we maintain our innocence. Like I said, even the money laundering is like, I don't know if he really money laundered like in the traditional sense. So I can see the lawyer saying that. But also, like, stop saying he's innocent when in reality is like, come on, man. Like, if there were like, there's no more evidence needed. We know what he did. It's on chain. Like, these transactions are on chain. You can't hide them. His fingerprints all over it. So it's one of those things where he's not innocent, but I do get the lawyer. Maybe the lawyer is like, of these specific charges, he's innocent. We're gonna maintain that. So maybe I'll put my foot in my mouth on that one. But you can hear the statements from the attorney, Mark Cohen, Sam Bankman-Fried's counsel. I wonder how much he was paid to be his counsel to find him guilty. But who knows? Looks like other FTX execs, including former Alameda CEO Carolyn Ellison, FTX co-founder Gary Wang, and FTX engineering head Nishad Singh have all pleaded guilty to various charges and worked with the government to testify against Bankman-Fried in the 5-week trial. I also like whatever SBF gets. To me, they should get 10% to 20% of that as well. And the reason why is because these were not just like folks on the sideline just taking orders. I mean, Caroline even said it herself on the personal side of the house when it came to them, I guess, swinging, having sex with each other and different people and all that. She even said there was a sexual hierarchy, right? There was a sexual hierarchy. Like, if you ain't slinging that thing, you shouldn't be telling her what to wear. Don't tell her what to go. All right? She can't get up with a limp. She doesn't want to hear where she can wear, where she can go. All right, that's what Carolyn was saying. She said there was a sexual hierarchy in the house. My point to you is, you think there was a sexual hierarchy, but not a corporate hierarchy? You think Sam Bankman-Fried was the only one in charge of everything? I highly doubt. Those names that I just mentioned, Carolyn Singh or Nihad or whatever, like, they were all involved at different levels. Yes, was Sam the leader? Yes, but let's not act like Carolyn. I don't know what was happening. He told me to give me the $3 billion, and he gave me $5 billion. That we were just billioning back to forth. Like, come on, you're involved too. I know they turned state's witness. You know, they turned Fed on them, but they should still get 10 and 20% to show people that, hey, you can't commit fraud, and then just because you're the first person to point fingers and tell, nothing happens to you. No, you still were playing that game. You want to steal money from people. You got caught up. Hey, scam. Now take the consequences. All right. Again, SBF did plead not guilty to all charges. He maintained his innocence, saying that the collapse of FTX November 22 happened because there was a number of mistakes. I mean, the guy was just such a genius a few weeks before, but there was this number of mistakes. Like I said, lock away that big nose, big lipped, curly hair animal. Lock him up and throw away the key. All right. I forgot to put the link to the chat in here. Let me throw the link to the chat. I know some of you all probably have some comments about this SBF debacle and all this madness that's going on. Feel free to call in and let me know how you feel. Let me see. I'm going to the comments right now. I know the comments are going to be crazy. Let's see. Talking to SBF trash and the government shut the audio. Exactly. You know what happened. Crimea River, Sammy. You know what's up. Let's see. We live in live. Real shit happens when you're giving the people real shit. Oh, my live stream went out, of course. Let's see. Oh, I gotta check out the Travelers TV show. They said that was the time traveling show. And remember, they used crypto to fund that. I didn't see that. I gotta check that out. That was a short trial. LOL. Guess he did not hide any money for his defense. Let's see what happens. That says, yeah, that was a short trial. Once again, how are the so-called quote unquote kings of crypto keep going down so quickly? Like, if you listen. How do you have billions of dollars of Bitcoin and go down in weeks and months? Like, if I had SBF's Bitcoin bankroll, this trial is dragging out to 2034. It'll be flying cars before I get sentenced in a courtroom about an FTX debacle if I were Sam Bankman-Fried. So I'm not sure. It probably was those podcasts. So you gotta remember, he kept talking. Like, he really shows you. Once again, you literally have Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary, calling the people like Sam Bankman-Fried a genius, when after he's been charged with crimes by the federal government, by America, he goes on podcasts and YouTubes and talks and answers questions without legal representation. Does not sound like a genius to me. It sounds like a wild animal, a wild thug who's usually on First 48. Usually you find these people on First 48. I'm lucky he didn't kill nobody, all right? But usually you find these guys on First 48. They act all tough and hard. And then you get them in this little room with a guy with a tie on, and he's balding a little bit in the middle, and he sits really close to you, scoots his chair up to you. You got to remember, I got a criminology degree. I know all about this. He sits real close to you. You smell his stank-ass cologne and cigarette smell and sandwich burp. And then he says, hey, what you got for me? Talk to me, all right? SBF broke just like every other thug on First 48 broke, all right? They're all the same to me. There's no difference. What else do we have? Madoff died in jail. We'll see what happens. Hopefully that doesn't happen. SBF sex cult gone wrong, so misunderstood. I wonder if anybody ever really covered a sex cult. I got to check that out. Is SBF a dual citizen with Israel? If so, all bets are off. He gets off, possibly. A lot of Google metadata was used to prove SBF had knowledge of the shady dealings. Google has receipts on all your moves on their platform, so be careful out there. I mean, at this point, like, literally, if you're going to commit a crime, it's very difficult in 2023. It's too much of a digital trail. I mean, even physical crimes, like, there's cameras everywhere in real cities, right? Like, if you're in the backwoods somewhere, you got a better chance. But if you're in the city, man, it's ring cameras, car cameras, street light cameras. There's cameras everywhere. Let's see. Memories Mike said, I'm still on board with it being a planet attack on the markets by the powers that be. And that's what I say. I'm with it, but I would think he would tell them, unless they're saying, hey, ride this to the end, son. You're going to do 2.5 years in the prison. You're going to come out and you are going to be filthy rich. Will your reputation be smeared again? Maybe a little, but trust us, Mr. Wonderful, we got guys who will hire you again. Don't you worry, all right? Let's see. Mr. Sanzaro said, we ain't no trial, we going to war. Exactly. Yeah, if I had his money, right, we ain't no trial. I got $10-20 billion. I'm sitting in a courtroom. Like, what? No, that's not the way some people's lives work. We'll say that. Kaiser said, series, no, I think SBF, FTX scams has probably done as much harm as SEC and Wall Street. Yeah, it's been a tough run because of them, for sure. It's definitely been a tough run. And then hold on really quick. Trying to get this link. Let me scroll up. There we go. Put this link at the top again. Feel free to call in if you want. Feel free to call in. Right. Let's see. Only people who commit crimes successfully are the powerful. Oh, you already know it. They want this trial over before Zay's connection becomes known, especially what's going on with the world. If you know. Let's see. A case of people selling shrooms for Bitcoin on the dark web. Exactly. All right. Next up, we're still talking thugs and criminals and all in between. This was a surprising one. Why? Not because they're not doing anything wrong, I don't think, but because before you go after them, there was a ton of other projects to go after. So they must have pissed somebody off. Usually the way this works is somebody's literally going to the government, they're going to the feds, SEC, and whatever, and like, hey, XYZ project team or whoever did me wrong. I want my get back. All right. And they're going to the feds for that. SafeMoon executive team charged with multiple fraud counts. Arrests have been made. Now, again, this did not surprise me from SafeMoon. Okay. I know some people are like, oh, what do you mean? SafeMoon, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, another shit coin. All right. So it didn't surprise me, but it did surprise me that it was SafeMoon because, like I just said, there have been many other projects exactly like SafeMoon that come before it that haven't received any, they're not known. They haven't received any time in the sun. And I'm going to be bringing that up again. That is something I've continuously teach and preached about in this space. And that's, before you say a project or a coin is going to be the next big thing, I keep saying, let it get in the top 10 and top 5 first. A new set of problems come once people know about you. Usually those problems include regulations. The regulators come at you full force. Wait, who are you? We never heard of you. Are you regulated? Are you licensed? The second thing is your scaling issues. Usually because of volume, you have to figure out how to get your servers to work faster, how to get your platform to work faster, how to Get support staff to help you work faster. There's always scaling issues. And third, there are usually hackers and scammers on the loose. And as soon as they see your project, they're coming after you. So those are like the top three things. Again, that first one usually being the government as well. Well, I won't say no specific order, but one of them being the government. So, SafeMoon was another project that people were high on. This is the future, blah, blah, blah. Some people point out as an obvious scam or as an obvious shitty project or whatever. People argue back and forth like you oftentimes hear. But it looks like the United States government has stepped in to make a decision for everyone. According to the charges, the men misappropriated $200 million in investor funds to spend on a luxurious lifestyle. Oh, not another one. Oh, where are you, Richard Hart, when we need you? Where are you, Richard Hart, with a Louis Vuitton bag when we need you? This is unfortunate to see, but I mean, people, if you've been watching this channel now, how many times have I covered these type of articles? Like, literally, how many times have I covered these type of articles? Like, a ridiculous amount of times. And a new project keeps popping up like SafeMoon, and people keep screaming about how we don't want people to get rich and SafeMoon's the future and things like this. And I'm just looking at it like, no, dog, don't seem like it. I mean, I can't even remember SafeMoon's one. I'm pretty sure if I go to CoinMarketCap, I don't care enough to check at this moment, but I'm pretty sure they got like billions of assets, right? They got billions of tokens. Like, that's not something that's going to be that's going to work from an economic point of view. So the U.S. SEC announced on November 1st that was charging SafeMoon and 3 of its executives with fraud and unregistered security sale in connection with the SafeMoon token. The Justice Department unsealed charges against the men at the same time. Now, again, I will say this. I'm all for self-regulation. I'm not for the federal government coming in here, swinging around, telling us what to do. And also, I'm not sure if SafeMoon like legitimately did anything wrong. I have never looked that deep into them. And the reason why is because when I scraped the surface, I said it looks like a scam to begin with, right? So with that being said, on one hand of me, it's like, oh man, it sucks the government's coming after another project. They could blindly just go after projects and say that, it's security or it's fraud or it's wire stuff. Like, I'm against that. But then you get a project like SafeMoon and its headlights, and its crosshairs, and you're like, I mean, it's hard for me to fight. It's just hard for me to fight because it's like, this is a shit project, and most shit projects are probably doing something illegal on the traditional side of the house. I can't really be mad, but if this is true, it definitely looks terrible. I mean, $200 million. According to SEC allegations, SafeMoon creator Kyle Nagy, CEO John Carhoney, and Chief Technology Officer, usual suspects, the founder, the CEO, and the CTO, Thomas Smith, withdrew assets worth $200 million from the project and misappropriated investor funds. The Justice Department is charging the men with conspiracy to commit securities fraud, conspiracy, wire fraud, and money laundering conspiracy. You see what I'm saying? That's what I mean by you kind of can just lump those together on all of these crypto charges you get. Like, that's all. Hey, securities fraud, wire fraud, money laundering. Like, that's the same thing they got Charlie Shrem with literally like 10 years ago. So that is the playbook for the Justice Department when it comes to crypto companies. And yeah, two things will be interesting. For one, if they actually did this, I wonder if they can trace their history to see if they're involved in any other projects. I am telling you all, oftentimes these scammers and these whack projects and these faulty, this is their first go round and it isn't their last, right? This is just their biggest lick. This is their biggest bag. This is their biggest bank robbery. But they didn't just rob one bank and all of a sudden I robbed one bank and made $100 million. I mean, no. It's usually like, yo, bro, this is my 4th bank I robbed and I finally made $100 million. Or, yeah, I robbed a bank and made $100 million, but the 3 banks I robbed after only did X, Y, Z. Like, these hackers and scammers, they're not just robbing one bank. You all do realize that, right? Like, and that's why when they say the illicit happenings and things that are illegal happening in crypto and Bitcoin as a whole, the market is less than 1 or 2%, because oftentimes it's the same actors doing like similar scams at similar levels multiple times throughout the year or years. So I'll be interested to see, for one, was this the first project they created? Were they on any other projects? I'm going to assume they're on other projects. I'm telling you, this is how it works. But I would think they'd be on other projects where they probably scale me for, and those projects and those people they work with probably need to be investigated as well. Again, this SafeMoon isn't the only one. Stop it. Like, come on. SafeMoon came out later than many of them also. But again, Carhoney and Smith have been arrested already, according to Justice Department announcement. While Navy remains at large, hey, you got 50 to 100 mil, my boy. Show us how you move. The SEC claimed marketing for SafeMoon promised funds would be locked liquidity pool not accessible to anyone, even the defendants, while in reality, much of the pool was not locked, which you could have found out if you actually knew what you were doing in this space and if you decided to read the code. Like, people, read some of the stuff around it, or actually put in enough money and try to pull it right back out and see what happens. There's a bunch of holes. I'm not sure the one SafeMoon had. Like I said, I wasn't involved in no, but there's tons of holes. You can kind of figure these things out. Once again, it's kind of like the SBF thing. Like, it's unfortunate, but who and how keeps falling for it? And I know the people who pump SafeMoon, like as far as like the retail market, the crypto enthusiasts, the people who like SafeMoon, we're going just as crazy and we're just as fervent about that one as people were when Dogecoin was going to $1, when BitConnect was supposed to be making everyone money, when Terra Luna was supposed to be the hottest thing out, when FTX gave you this automatic money back, when Celsius gave you automatic money back, when Genesis gave you automatic money back, when BlockFi gave you like, do I need to continue? Every time there's a move to make money in the space, people go nuts defending that move instead of just saying sometimes, hey, yeah, this is a shit move. They're crooks. They're going to get caught. But in the short time, in the next few weeks, next few months, we can go crazy and make money off it. Not saying we can, like, there's nothing wrong with saying that. This is a terrible project. Nothing good will come of it, but I can make some quick bucks. That's as good as it gets. I'm not pumping this project. I'm not saying it's the greatest thing. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But instead, people come to crypto like, no, SBF is the genius. He is the king of crypto. SafeMoon is the cryptocurrency to get. Nothing is better. The future, you come in with this type of rhetoric, and it's just like, here we go again. To me, if we're going to go after these people, you need to go after the fervent enthusiasts who claim that nothing is wrong with these projects as well, because oftentimes they do that all the way up until the ninth, and then poof, they disappear. Whole YouTube channels disappear. X profiles disappear. Like, literally, their digital receipts disappear. I say don't let it happen. U.S. Attorney Breon P. said, I used to know Breon in middle school. Straight hood fella right there. Breon a hood now. I wonder what Breon Peace look like. But U.S. Attorney Breon Peace said, as alleged, the defendants deliberately misled investors and diverted millions of dollars to fuel their greed scheme and enrich themselves by purchasing a custom Porsche sports car, other luxury vehicles, and real estate. Ooh-wee. SafeMoon, described as a TikTok meme coin, gained 55,000% in value between March 12th and April 20th in 2021 to reach a capitalization of over $5 billion before plummeting when vulnerabilities were discovered in the code of a smart contract. Oh, you don't say. Someone actually read the code or executed and found out it wasn't what it said. The Justice Department claimed the market cap rose to $8 billion. Blah, 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 blah. We know how this story goes. The real problem was this. SafeMoon, you made hundreds of millions of dollars. You made billions of dollars. And you ain't holler at Uncle Sam? How many? I got my San Miguel this day. How many times do I got to keep telling all you rich kids you're not a part of the game? You think what old boy Batman say? My boy Bane. I like Bane. You think because you have money, you have power over me? Do you feel in control now? He said, do you feel like you have power now? When he put that hand on that boy's shoulder and neck, do you feel in control now? Like, that's what Uncle Sam's doing to these companies. You got $5 billion. Do you feel like you have power now? You're not a part of the game, kids. Stop thinking because that's the problem right now with our generation, social media. Everyone thinks money makes you somebody. Money makes you a target. If you're a nobody and you have money, you're a target is what you are. You're a target for some real ones. Those real ones even being individuals, or those real ones being the government. But regardless, you are just another target if you're just another rich kid out here. You rich, but you ain't did shit with Uncle Sam. I don't even get it. Like, from a business point of view, these people are able to accumulate $5 billion, billions of dollars of scam, not just SafeMoon, the SBFs, the SafeMoons, the Terra Lunas. I mean, I could just name like 4 or 5 different crypto channels off the top of my head. They're able to get volume and capital, and they are crooks. This is absolutely insane. It keeps happening over and over again. I'm not sure when we're going to learn this lesson. Maybe it'll be a while. But for the crooks as well, not only are they getting all this money and volume, at one point there's nothing. They're so narcissistic. At no point do they say, maybe I should think about the government. Maybe I should think about Uncle Sam. Like, y'all really think Uncle Sam is weak? This is hilarious to me. Y'all really think Uncle Sam will be out here? No, I'm here to tell you, Uncle Sam is acting like he's weak so the American public won't get scared. Uncle Sam is a fucking psycho, people. He's going to get his money. He's going to get his way. There's nothing we can do to stop it. This system is clicking and ticking on a daily basis, all right? We got it so that if our leader dies, we got a second leader ready to go. If the second leader dies, we got a third leader, Speaker of the House, ready to go. Speaker of the House died, we got a fourth leader ready to go. Marine general just had a heart attack or whatever. We had a new Marine general in there literally within minutes, okay? This thing is clicking and ticking. If you're not smart enough, like, again, it's just beside me that they are smart enough to scam. I guess it's not really intelligence. I don't know what that is. Maybe what would you call that? Charming? I don't know. But they are able to scam billions of dollars, and not one moment do they say, "Let me make sure the government's taken care of." Fucking hilarious to me. Hilarious. Bane is the puppet. Remember, we praising puppets, false idols out here. Okay, I didn't go that deep, so I gotta go a little bit deeper to figure that out. Alec G, what's going on, Alec G? What up? What up? Long time no see. PFC Will said Bane has some of the best monologues. Oh, I like that darkness one too. Yeah, I was born in the darkness. You were merely molded in it. I didn't see light until I was a man. I love that one. That's how I felt about light. I didn't see the light until I was a man, folks. It was a long time. Let's see. Hey, if they ever go over 30 million, according to my numbers, they should just pay a fine and go about their businesses. PFC Wells. Yes, that is true. That is true. They're over $30 million. They should just pay a fine and go about their business. But you have to remember, you have to be willingly, you have to want to pay that fine. They're doing this shit and like, nah, like they're dragging this out. Usually just getting subpoenas. They're here in the work. Like, perfect example. Here's a perfect example. Richard Hart and I don't even know that to talk Hex. Richard Hart and Hex, right? Let's say there was a public charge against them. That wouldn't surprise any of us, right? Right. It wouldn't be surprising. So by the time it's public like that, oh, it's too late for that fine shit. You're supposed to do that fine shit when the rumblings and grumblings start to happen. So same with Safe Moon. These rumblings and grumblings have already happened, okay? So when people are already rumbling, grumbling, and moaning and complaining, that's when the deal's made to do the payoff. But if it's hitting the press and it's spread, oh man, it's late in the game. Not saying it's impossible, but it becomes a little late in the game to start doing the payoff. So yes, if it's over 20 or 30 mil, you should be able to pay off the government. But that's if when they're rumbling and grumbling, you start to, all right, guys, all right. Let's say I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't do nothing right. Here's some money. Y'all figure that out. But if it's already front page and it's a year, 2 years later, and it's I didn't have to come after you and chase, this is essentially a cop running after you. Should he hit you? No. You gave up. You caught me. You got me. I'm going down. But then he helps you get down on the ground, right? You made me fucking chase you? No. All that, I'm just getting on the ground, shit over with. You made me break a sweat. I didn't drop my favorite pen back there. I'm not gonna be able to find it. Like they're about to beat on you a little bit. So to me, this is the same thing. You wanted to make the government run around and chase you and use resources and taxpayer funds. And goddamn, I was supposed to get promoted and be off this case 6 months ago. I'm on this case another 8 months. All right. No. Don't offer the money. We're gonna get the money anyway. That's happening at this point. They're getting the money anyway. That's what? They're getting the money. Now what? They were arrested before the trial. We're not seeing that with anybody else. So now they're taking it a step further. You made us chase you. Department of Justice and government is saying, now you about to see gang. All right. We that little 5-10 million. No, we want the 5 billion. We don't want the little bit. We want a lot of bit. All right. Oh man. Hey, so hey, Jake Fever. Jake, you gotta bring back Bitcoin behind the bar. Jake said King got that $9 bill. He got that $9 beer. He the one you should call. Listen, if you know, you know. All right. Don't blame me. Listen, blame my girl, man. Look, yes, she does have me. I'll be drinking some expensive beers. All right. I need my cup back from Uncle Sam. Beer is supposed to be cheap and easy. It ain't supposed to be a decision. I'll be at the store making decisions for beers every now and then. Good gracious. All right. Let's see. 90% of most of these projects are the same people, says Humney. Let's see. I'm trying to see. Somebody was talking about the delivery. They say don't lose the message because of delivery, but it was oozing red flags to me. I gotta actually see what that message was. Okay, that was the Hex one. Okay, I think I said. Oh, you're talking about Hex because of delivery. Okay. I think I saw Richard Hart doing weather podcast for Iowa or something. That would be hilarious. That would be really random. Didn't many say Safe Moon was a scam at the launch? I would assume so. It definitely looked like one, but still the fervor behind it was crazy. It was, listen, this I know is crazy. When I'm walking around and talking to normal people on set in Hollywood, so people who know nothing about crypto or Bitcoin, right? This I know when things are like reaches max pay. People on set have told me about Safe Moon. They're like, have you heard of Safe Moon? It's just like, you found out I know crypto. We start talking Bitcoin and crypto, and the first thing you say to me is Safe Moon. Super scary, but that was happening a lot. Believe it or not, it was definitely happening. Maybe it's just the marketing. At the end of the day, maybe it's literally just the marketing. Whoever spends the most on marketing gets the return. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? All right, let's see. Oh man, we talking good drinks in the comments. Oh, happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. What else we have in the news? Marathon Digital's in the news. This is pretty cool. They're saying, well, actually, here we're gonna end this. We're gonna end it on this one because that's a good news story. We're still in our government right now, and folks not being a part of the gang. So let's go ahead and rotate over to PayPal. This will be short. The headlines in the news. I already went on a rant for the most part, but PayPal faces SEC action related to PYUSD stablecoin. PayPal is the first large fintech firm to adopt digital currencies for payments and transfers after launching its stablecoin in August. And PayPal should know better than every platform, project, and organization out there because they were really one of the first like digital ways of transferring money outside of this regular powers that be, centralized banks. Not the first, but one of the first. They did a good job as far as doing this on the internet, right? Banking on the internet, essentially. So they already face a lot of the same critiques that the crypto market is facing. They've already went through the same hoops, compliancy hoops, regulation hoops, things like that. So they should know better than anyone to reel the gang in. Okay. So for PayPal to discontinue, like we're going to just be rich kids and get this crypto money and not have to worry about the US government. Wow. If I was the SEC, slap in the face. Who do you think you are? Hold on, let me hold on. I know I wasn't here at the SEC 10 years ago, but we went through some records and some paperwork, and we see the government already talked to y'all about 10, 15 years ago about some licensing and some compliance and shit that had to do, and you doing the same thing with a different product, and you didn't come talk to us again? What I just say? Are these people crazy? Are y'all crazy? You all don't get. I'm gonna give you an example of how this works for me. Okay, I don't even have the money yet. I've already talked to certain parts of the military, very high parts of the military, high-ranking parts of the military, special forces, and some other things in the government to where when I get the capital I'm supposed to have in my life, they're getting bankrolled. Different projects are getting bankrolled. And in return, very high ranking and very experienced military folks, some special forces, have already told me for my company and myself personally, they're handling security. There will never, ever be a worry. I'm talking about the tip of the spear. If you know my friends, you know I'm not lying. Okay. That is me giving back to the government, right? That's me being proactive in giving back. The little bit I get now, I'm making sure I'm taking care of different departments, different communities, different things that they do. Okay. That's being a part of the club. That's being a part of the team. That's being a part of the game. Yes, I still got to throw money or answer calls or do this. I just got a mass text message the other day with some high-powered people in it that something that happened, they were just saying some jokes about it, okay? That's being a part of the game. You all of a sudden offering your crypto services after you've already established yourself as a bank, after the United States already said they didn't like it and you did it anyway, the first one, then you decided to add the second one, and you didn't call them first and tell them about your activities. That's not being a part of the game. That's not. You out here making money on the side without telling us, boy? What? That is right. PayPal is back under fire. Payment giant PayPal has received a subpoena from the U.S. SEC regarding its U.S. dollar peg stablecoin. The enforcement division of the SEC has sent a subpoena to PayPal related to its PayPal USD stablecoin. The firm officially disclosed on November 2nd in its Q3 financial report with the SEC. So really, what did I just say? Before it makes the headlines. Technically, this isn't a headline yet. This is the mumbling and grumblings right now. This is the complaining. Right now is their moment to pay off the SEC. Boom. This is how it works, folks. You just said this is the difference. They're mumbling and grumbling. We want a subpoena. All right. You're gonna voluntarily give us the information, i.e., the money, or we're gonna have to come after it. The subpoena is probably going for them to see what their crypto side of the business is already doing, how much they've already made, blah, blah, blah. That's more or less likely what the subpoena is going to be for. And again, this is the moment for PayPal to decide to get down and lay down. If they decide to push back and fight back, which, by the way, I hope they do. Why? Because we can regulate. Hey, if you're going to join the crypto space, that self-regulatory thought process extends to you. I say you push back the SEC. You haven't done nothing wrong. You offer the stable coin. There's other stable coins out there. You're going about your business. But from the SEC standpoint, if you ain't holler at them and you're not planning on holler at them, you better believe they're going to be coming full force. Now, here's the saving grace with PayPal. I think they have enough resources to push back, A, if they want to spend it on it, and then B, the SEC hands are full. Right now, if I was a successful crypto project or I had any type of capital and liquidity, I will be pushing back on all enforcement action and regulation. Why? Because of two things. First of all, this whole scene is going to change after the happening in probably 6 months, 7 months after that, especially 2025. Everything we're talking about is going to change. Believe that. Second thing is, some of that change are going to be the people in positions of power. I mean, next year, 2025, 2026, what year would that be if Gary Gensler were to stay in power? Like, eventually the guy's going to move on to brighter, greener pastures, which, by the way, will probably be a private crypto company that's going to pay him a lot of money, or in even the elevated position in the government if he was doing the bidding the right way. But regardless, I don't see him still being the chair. So, as time goes on, as these positions change, as these doors move, all these things are like, one thing remains the same. You need to holler at Uncle Sam. But again, this subpoena has already been sent to PayPal related to that stable coin. It requested PayPal to produce certain documents. What did I tell you? The firm said, we are cooperating with the regarding this request. PayPal noted, as I would expect, as they already been centralized and regulated on the traditional side, so it makes no sense for them to buck and push back at this. The action comes about 3 months after PayPal launches PYUSD stablecoin early August. Listen, this is how gangsters do it in real life, people. I hope y'all know. Listen, I love it. I love it. You just found out somebody hustling on your turf. Don't stop them. Let them have it. Let them have it for at least another day or 2, 3 days, 4 days. Let me see him come back over here flossing. Oh, you winning. Now's the time to pay the tax, man. You know all this my shit, right? For real. Oh, my bad. Yeah, no, I feel you on that, my bad, but it's too late. You already didn't holla at me. What are we gonna do about how are we gonna rectify this? Okay. That's what the government's saying here. They waited 3 months for PayPal to hustle, make some money, and then they came around and was like, all right, hey, you could have talked to us the first month. You didn't. So month 3, 4, here we are. We're going to need some money. The stablecoin is issued by Paxos Trust and backed by U.S. dollar deposits, short-term treasuries, and similar cash equivalents. PYUSD is based on the Ethereum blockchain and is aimed at handling digital payments in Web3. Honestly, I don't think anything's going to be is going to happen with this. I think it's going to be a non-starter. PayPal has already been ingrained on the traditional side. They've already been applying and licensed and following regulatory guidance for the longest because they have to on their traditional side of PayPal. So with crypto, I don't see them bucking the system. I see them doing whatever it takes to keep their crypto, regulated and licensed, and the ability for them to still be PayPal as well. Like, as long as the government isn't asking them to drop the stablecoin in its entirety, PayPal is fine. They'll probably pay the government quietly, take care of himself on the back end. Again, this is just mumblings and groanings and moanings. Once it's a subpoena, they're in great shape. Again, they already said they're cooperating. They probably handed over everything. And they're probably cooperating because they ain't making no money. Like, simple. I can tell you now, if they were to make a lot of money already, they would not have been cooperating. They would be like, oh, no, hell, they would have been pushing back. Well, y'all can't just come here. But they haven't made money in the 3 months since launch for the most part. Like, no one is really using it. They haven't made money. To me, if I were PayPal, this is actually the best time for the government to come after them because now you can give away all your information. See, this shit is a lost cause. We might have to cut this program. And then next year when the happening happens, and after that, when it's really rolling in, you're going hard on the marketing, the government like subpoena. You're like, what? We just gave you all our information a year ago. Is this a law? What's going? Can we create a law? Can we create legislation? You can't just come and ask whenever. We just gave it to you. They can roll that play. And that play will buy you at least another 2 to 4 months of time if you just hit them with it. We just gave it to you last year. All right. So this is a great thing for them as a business to be subpoenaed early while they haven't made any real money. They haven't had a lot of customer acquisition. Great shape. But again, hey, listen, pay the man, okay? Uncle Sam wants a taste. He does not care If it's a nickel bag sold in the park, I want in. Okay, he wants in. I'm gonna go to these last few comments before we finish this last article on a good news story. Somebody said, "That's my block. This is my block, homie." Says Satoshi Slim. You know what's up? This is my block. Gensler will rotate to a crypto company and cash out like many regulators. Says Price Cops. I believe so as well. Greener fields, the afterlife. LOL. Everybody in the comments say Jake is killing. Jake, all right, we gotta get Jake back on here live. I already know Jake is hilarious. PayPal forgot to kiss the ring. Listen, I keep telling you on my story when I first heard it in real life. This admiral, we pulled in the port. We was like in Abu Dhabi, Dubai. This admiral I worked for was talking about this commander. He was like, he pulled into the same port, but he didn't come to the reception. We had a reception with like the Dubai royal family. Yeah, I threw a reception, Dubai royal family, all this other stuff. It was big shit, whatever. Right. So everybody's there. Like literally, you got the royal family of Dubai there. Like Abu Dhabi folks are there. They're royal family. U.S. high-ranking people. We're kissing and shaking hands, holding babies, doing the pictures, doing all that. I met the guys, 3 or 4 wives and stuff, but we're doing all of it, okay? And I get asked, hey, where's so-and-so off this ship? Sir, I don't know. They pulled in. Let me go do some checking. He where? Wait, he ain't come? Sir, I don't know where he at. He might not make it tonight. He say straight face, folks. Admiral shakes his head. You got to kiss the ring. I don't care who you are. You have to. You said never forget. You always come kiss the ring. I said yes, sir. I know the game. All right, you ain't got to tell me now. I grew up in locker rooms. I know the pecking order, whether I was at the top, middle, or whatever. I've never really been at the bottom, but yeah, I know pecking orders. I know when it's time to kiss rings, you kiss them. My admiral said that with a straight face. He was not fucking around. Okay, this guy is not like a 3 or 4 star admiral, by the way, too. He's like 3rd generation military. His son is a naval officer. His grandfather was like a Marine officer, and his father was a naval officer. So they are super deep, and they really about that business. So yeah, this is real. I'm saying all that to say this is real. This is not me just saying, oh, maybe you gotta do this, maybe you gotta do that. No, I'm trying to tell you this is really how it works. They're human beings too, people. They're going to take it personal, okay? They're going to take it personal. All right. Last but not least, oh, here we go. Let me look at these quick comments. Jake said, I think the government is against stable coins because it is backed by dollars, and they know if you move dollars from the banks will fail. The system will be more fragile than we think it already is. For sure. I agree with that. So that's definitely the reason why I got capital flight control. Let's see. Cashola getting whooped by empty Gucci bags, demoralizing. I should have done things differently moment. Hilarious. King Diplomacy. Yes. Diplomacy. You got to be diplomats. All right. Marathon Digital. Oh, that was my job, though. I did PR. I ended up doing PR. So, yes, I literally was like a diplomat. I could shake hands, kiss babies, man. All right. Marathon Digital will use landfill methane to mine Bitcoin in Utah pilot project. This is pretty cool. I hope it works. I can't wait to see. The Bitcoin miner has partnered with startup Nodo Power for a green off-grid project that is small. That is a small start for a potentially big advancement. This is super cool. I think it can work. I like it. Who started light a fart on fire? South Park, I'm looking at you. Marathon Digital has begun mining Bitcoin using power generated from methane gas siphoned off a landfill. The 280 kilowatt off-grid pilot project is operating in Utah. Honestly, I would love to see if you can funnel that methane gas. Like, can you light it? I just want to see it. I just want to do it. Like, I literally want to see a pipe coming from a landfill. Like, I want to visually see it. Like, not a far. I want to make it 100 meters or something, 100 yards so I can see it. Like, that's the landfill. This is the pipe. Light this and see what happens. This is amazing technology. Marathon teamed up with Nodo Power on the project. Nodo Power was launched in November 2022 and produces energy from landfill gas in the southeastern United States and Texas. It raised $13 million in a seed round in August to operate 2 sites, one of which includes a data center. Looks like this is the data center outside. Marathon said in a statement that the project is part of a broader initiative being conducted by the company to validate its ability to capture methane emitted from landfills, convert it into electricity, and then use that electricity to power Bitcoin miners, Marathon CEO Fred Theo said. So again, a novel way of mining Bitcoin for sure. This is the proof of concept. So if this works, they expect bigger and better things. Of course, this program to expand. If it doesn't work, it was a test case. It didn't work and it closes down without a big loss. I hope it works. This would be amazing. Like, imagine if like our land, like the reusable landfills, like crazy. the fact that a landfill could be worth 2 to 3 to 4 times its value because the electricity could generate just from the gas to mine Bitcoin. Like, this is absolutely incredible. This is what I love about the planet and people. Things always change. One day it's trash, and literally the next day it's a treasure. Fred is being quoted as saying, should the results of the pilot project meet our expectations, we look forward to expanding our footprint in this area and helping landfill operators and others meet their environmental targets. There we go. I love to see it. I hope it works once again. This is Nodal Power and Marathon Digital using an off-grid piping system, essentially, to get methane gas to create electricity to mine Bitcoin. Hope it works. Let's go ahead and give them a hand clap and a quick sip. I hope it works out. That would be pretty cool to see. All right. Other than that, that is the show for today. Let me go ahead and look at these last few comments, answer a few questions, see what we got. How many Bitcoin do you think the U.S. government owns? 70K or more? Yeah, it was actually a news story out a few days or a couple of weeks ago. I covered it live. I'm not sure if I put it in the title, but no, the U.S. government got a little Bitcoin bankroll. They're actually one of the largest holders out there, we found out. So yeah, memories of Mike. Yeah, no volcano energy, but still cool. Definitely want that volcano Bitcoin mining as well. Let's see. Yes, have a great and constructive weekend. Happy Friday, everyone. Buy Bitcoin, dollar cost average. Get up in there. So what happened to the other dude that didn't kiss the ring? Well, when people don't kiss the ring, like, honestly, just forget their name. I don't know what happened to that specific commander, but oftentimes what will happen is that you just won't get promoted. Seriously, like, yes, like, for real. It's not even like a secret. Most military communities, office politics are real, and at a certain ranking, you're already, like, I was already told office politics. For me personally, when, like, for example, when I got to the military, they looked at me like I was crazy. They had this thing laid out for me. I won't lie to you. So shout out to my military brethren, my service members. They had it laid out for me. They literally, like, it had already been said to me so many times. But when I was getting out, like, I got admirals calling me, like, walking me through, like, their life. Like, you know how much I get paid right now for the rest of my life and what I can do politically? They're like, as long as, for me personally, they said, as long as you don't drive drunk and rape anybody, you are set. We love you. They're like, you're good. You have nothing to worry about. That is literally the rule for the most part. As far as the office politics go, you just kiss the ring. Like, I've never had a bad boss, fortunately, so I haven't experienced what it's like to having a kiss ring you don't want. But yeah, I mean, that's what it is. Office politics is real. If you ain't playing the game, you're pissing off the wrong person. Those are the same people who promote you. So they're going to look at each other and be like, why we want to work with this person at this level? Especially if you're talking about deployments where people are dying. Are you out of your mind? Hell to the no. You don't kiss the ring. You think I'm going to bring you back out on another deployment where people are dying and fighting wars? Fuck no. You stay your ass at home. You're not a part of the game. Yep, that's the way it works. It's not fair. Life ain't fair. And if you know the military, you know it ain't fair. It's super feudal, and I'm smiling because I love it, people. I had a great time. All right, that's the show for today. Dollar cost average from Bitcoin. I don't care if you pour $5 of Bitcoin today. Go ahead and get it. Smash that like and share, and I'll see you next time with some more news. Cheers.